So you got a new 3D printer. You're going to make so many cool things with it. Where shall you find files, though? There you go, get your Google on. Horribly generic search term. What a noob. That just won't do.
So you got your shiny new 3D printer all set up. Now, where do you find some good files to actually get it printing? Let's take a look at a few of those options right now. Okay, so let's start out with one of my personal favorites, MakerWorld. You can find so many different kinds of files here, a lot of good quality files. Let's look at some Deadpool. Yeah, let's go with this mask right here. All right, so we're gonna download the 3MF, and then we're gonna open it up in our slicer. We can see we have multiple plates here, and we'll just print them out one by one. So here's our Deadpool from MakerWorld. Turned out great. It's a really good file. Went really smoothly. It's all put together here. MakerWorld is great for high quality files that are pre-made. Next, let's take a look at Cults3D. They have a lot of different files on here, a lot of good quality files. But something to be aware of is not everything on Cults3D is free. Actually, a lot of them do cost. It's nothing crazy normally, but you are getting high quality files for that. Also, they do have a naughty section.
Naughty, naughty.
The best thing Cults3D is for me, is miniatures. So let's look at some Warhammer. And they have a lot of different Warhammer 40K type miniatures. Here's a Warhammer mini printed up from Cults3D. This was printed on the Elegoo Saturn IV in resin, so that way it'd really capture all that fine detail. Cults3D is a great resource for minis, things like that, things that are really high detail. Cults3D is my go-to for those. The next option, if you want something more custom, but you don't want to model it yourself, there are sites like Tripo AI now, where you can put in the text that you want, and it's going to spit out an object, and you can print that up based off of your thoughts. So we'll go through some of the workflow on that and how I like to do it, and then we'll look at some printed objects. Okay, so we're here in Tripo. I put in my prompt that I had ChatGPT help out with. It can help refine some of the points you want to make. So this is just a stylized Gothic chair made entirely out of human skulls, and we'll see what it comes up with. I went ahead and turned it on to ultra mesh quality and 4K texture, so that way we get some great results. So I'm looking forward to seeing once this thing is done generating. Should be pretty soon here. Okay, so it's done generating, and I actually really like this. That looks great. I am going to print this up. Let's get this thing printing. So we're gonna go to export, and we're gonna change this to an STL. Let's change that file name. Let's get real creative here and call it Skull Chair. I know, really stretching on that name. And now it's exporting. So here it is in our slicer. Looks great. Really cool Gothic skull design. So we'll add our supports. And let's go with an adaptive and then smooth that. Smooth a little bit more. And we'll slice and print. Let's check it out when it's done. And so here it is, finished. Pretty cool to be able to put in a text prompt and then have your finished version come out on the printer. Now to remove supports. So here it is, all finished up, supports removed. It looks great. To be able to generate this with AI, to me, is amazing. Really cool to be able to make the thoughts in your head be put onto the printer without spending hours or years learning modeling software. So I ended up giving it to my daughter. It's a perfect little throne for her doll to get ready to take over the world. If you guys are interested in trying Tripo AI, there's an invitation link in the description, and it'll also give you 500 bonus credits. So if you're interested in that, there you go. If I need something that is exact in dimensions, then that's when I'll go to a CAD program, something like Tinkercad. Very easy to model in, and you can get the exact dimensions that you need for more engineering-focused projects. So let's look at a couple of those options. So Tinkercad is super easy to use. So we'll put our block here. We're just going to do a test design here. Let's say we need this 88 millimeters by 40 millimeters, and let's make it 50 tall, and say we want that hollowed out. So we'll just drop this cube here, and we're going to make this 80 millimeters by 30 millimeters by 30 millimeters. So then we're going to take both of these and we're going to align them. Right? So now that's there. We're going to drop this down till it's just in there. And then we're going to group them both again and combine. Boom, we've got a hollowed out box. That's just a simple example. There's, of course, many things that you can do in here. You're not going to be able to easily make detailed figures, anything like that, but for anything structural, Tinkercad is awesome. You can be designing and have something made in no time. Add text to it. Whatever you want to do, you can do that in here. If you want to make a more detailed object, then we'll go look at Blender for that. Now let's take a look at Blender. Blender is great, but there is a lot to learn about it. You start out with a cube, you can model that to whatever you need it to be, you can put in whatever shape you want, and then you end up with your final model after you've perfected your craft on this. It's gonna be a while, don't be in a hurry, but you can get great results. Another one is Onshape. You can do more of the engineering type builds in this one. It's kind of like a mix of Tinkercad and Blender. You can get a little more advanced than Tinkercad, but it's not quite as complex as Blender. Great for engineering. So that's just a few of the options available. There's of course a ton of different options out there, especially when it comes to CAD software if you want to design your own parts. There's also more of the share spaces that I did not mention on here, printables. There's a bunch of them. Or just pick the one that you like, go from there. The most important thing is get that printer printing. Make some stuff, have some fun. Oh, by the way, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.